Hello, hello, hello. Alright, can I get, yeah. Okay, and then just make sure this is all the way down.
Pressure the ball! Yes! Every time the ball's bouncing, pressure!
Panther substitution.
I think the problem is this. Welcome back to Bud Herzog Stadium. I'm Kyle Cumberland, joined in the booth by Blake Heisey, Josh Walker on camera and graphics. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Kind of got the stream up late. Blake, how you doing today? You doing all right?
Doing great, just enjoying some soccer out here, some quarterfinal Misha soccer. I like it in the top class, Class 4. See if Lee Summit can hold on to this lead. They're up 1-0 with 20 minutes remaining.
Lee Summit, up until this point, has seemed to kind of dominate time of possession. We kind of caught them in an off spot where they are defending the goal, but we know their defenders do defend very well. Ethan Berg here just going to cross it to unsuccessfully. Park Hill intercepts the ball with number 38. That's Seth Jaharis, able to intercept that ball. Park Hill's trying to get something going here, but he got 5 solid defenders to get through, and nothing's going to really be able to open up there for them. What so far have you seen about this Park Hill defense that you're going to think at least some offense is going to have to try and figure out a breakthrough, Blake?
We can hear the coaches, specifically Coach Hawkins for the Tigers, continue to tell Sam Brissett, the sophomore, for the Tigers to take on or attack this defense because the coaches are not impressed with this Park Hill South defense. They're confident that these forwards for the Tigers can get through, and I believe that they can as well after watching these first few minutes.
Absolutely. Park Hill South goalie there, Adam Henn, just able to intercept that one. So another shot on goal for the Tigers. They've had plenty so far today, and many more to come, undoubtedly. Park Hill is just going to bid it out there. Whistle will be blown, and it will be Park Hill South's ball. A free kick for them as they look to get something going on offense, something that they haven't done as well as the Tigers have so far this season. 2.3 goals a game compared to the Tigers' 4.6. But nonetheless, they do know how to score. They've been hot as of late, 4-3ing Liberty, 4-0ing Liberty North, which won them the district finals. And then, of course, getting to this point in the quarterfinals, they are a solid team, a team that cannot be underestimated by the Tigers.
Yeah, something I've noticed about this Park Hill South defense is that they're really trying to get behind these center backs. That has not really worked out well for them, as the Tigers have a very solid defense, and captain Max Peiser, Isaac Nickens, Speedy Johnny Hutcherson, and Keegan Davis. That's how the back line's been so far for the Tigers. Park Hill South has tried to send the ball through or into open space, specifically for their strikers, and they've had a few maybe opportunities, but they really have yet to be successful. They're going to have to try to figure something else out to get into the Tigers' defensive half.
That's exactly right. Ian Shores and Sam Brissett are being called off the field, and Timmy Smith and Hunter McGuire, 2 solid offensive players for the Tigers, are going to be put in the game. Definitely trying to get something going as Timmy almost heads that one into the goal. We know he certainly knows how to score. 21 assists on the season and 13 goals, which earned him Hy-Vee Player of the Week. Definitely getting some recognition across the area and on the national stage. This Tigers team has not gone unnoticed, as they are undefeated to this point up until the season, 20-0. It's never happened that a public sky high school has gone all the way and won the state championship without having a loss. So Lee Summit trying to make history for the state of Missouri here, but it starts with a win against Park Hill South.
It really does. If they can get past this point, based off projections of the bracket, they would be facing crosstown rival Lee Summit West in the semifinals if projections turned out to be correct, and Lee Summit went on to win this game, which would be a very eventful semifinal in St. Louis. But something that has really helped the Tigers all season has been the production that they've got from their sophomores. They called up Sam Brissett from the junior varsity squad halfway through this year, and he actually scored a game-winning goal at Liberty to win 1-0 for the Tigers. These sophomores have been critical to this team's success.
They absolutely have, and almost a goal there by number 12, Ethan Berg. You mentioned the sophomores, Blake. I know you're a sophomore yourself. You might be a little biased, but still, these sophomores for the Tigers have a bright future, and if you're a Tiger fan or just
to build their goals, specifically with their central defensive midfielder Cam Hahn, the junior, this team has just been so fun to watch. I really want you guys to watch one of the captains, Timmy Smith, playing the central attacking midfielder role for the Tigers. He has also been very critical to this team's success. Kyle, as you said, he won Player of the Week this week. So I want you all to keep watching him specifically. He can really create goals for this Tigers.
Wednesday, just 3 short days ago, and his production has not gone unnoticed. And they're going to need it as junior Dalton Shipley will not be in for the rest of the season. Suffered an injury and he's been out. He was a solid defender for the Tigers, but when you have such depth on this roster, you're really not worried if one person goes out or gets injured.
Yeah, this team has been very productive all season from all levels. They brought some players up from the junior varsity squad for the playoffs, and I will tell you, by knowing some of them and playing with them all season, I can tell you that if they had to put them in, they would do almost the exact same workload as these guys are putting out there. This team has so much depth. This program has so much depth, and I'm telling you right now, Coach Wiebengay and Coach Hawkins, they do not have any worries if they were to get any injuries today. They have a loaded squad.
Absolutely. Hunter McGuire kind of lost his footing there, unable to capitalize on a pass. Potential scoring opportunity, but the Tigers won't be at a loss for those tonight. As we said, time of possession has been on their side. It looks like some substitutions are going to try and be happening as Park Hill South is trying to bring on number 11, Maxwell Guerrero, and others like him. Timmy Smith is going to have the ball here. Pass it to Ethan Berg. He's going to cross it over. No one there to receive the cross. It's going to be kicked out by Park Hill South. Tigers staying hungry on the attack with number 4, Ian Shores, being a big part of that midfield, as Blake mentioned earlier. And that Cam Hahn's just going to kick the ball out of bounds there. So it will be a goal kick for Park Hill South. And like we said, number 11, Maxwell Guerrero, and number 3, Jacob Garza, are going to come on for the Park Hill South Panthers, as 2 of their guys going to come off.
Yeah, that was a good pair of crosses there from the Tigers. That first cross went perfectly to the back post. That should have been the backside 8 or the backside central midfielders run for the Tigers. If someone was there, that could have been a really dangerous cross. The next cross that came in went to the top of the 8-yard box. Unfortunately, no one was able to get a head on it. I really like that play from the Tigers. I think if they continue to make those crosses, they could be really successful against this Park Hill South team.
Absolutely. Free kick from the Panthers going to go way into Tiger territory. As number 33 is trying to get past Ethan Berg. Timmy Smith coming back there. But Max Peiser, the defender of the year for the conference, just able to kick it out there. Hunter McGuire. Oh, playing a little bit of an aggressive ball there. The referee's going to allow it. Number 15 for the Panthers, Carson Owens, just going to kick it out there. He's going to allow a throw-in. Max Brissett tosses it in the air to Jonathan Hutcherson, who will be throwing in the ball.
Shores, and number 8, Maximus Brissett.
Kyle, Max Brissett coming back into the game. He was the one who scored that early goal for the Tigers, which is why they are winning 1-0. Let's see if he can continue to rule the midfield for the Tigers here.
Absolutely. Peiser's going to kick it out, but it looks like the assistant referee is going to wave that a foul, and it will be a kick going in the Tigers' favor as Peiser kind of got tangled up there. Panthers kind of testing the wits of the Tigers here, not afraid to play the physical game, but we saw against Rockhurst and against Lee Summit North that was the case as well. Tigers aren't unusual to playing physicality and playing with their bodies.
Something I've noticed about the Panthers all year, even in the regular season, that they try to get in their opponent's heads. You can see Hunter McGuire got tangled with the defender there. This team is trying anything they can do to get in the head of these Tigers, because if they can do that, a lot of the game of soccer is mental. If they can do that, then they could be really successful against this team. Just
in the corner there of your screen, unfortunately, Park Hill South is going to get the goal kick on that one. So again, constant pressure by the Tigers. The offense has already had one fall today. They're trying to get another one as Max Brissett scored the earlier goal, heads it there. Joseph Achugo tries to get something going. He's been an absolute powerhouse for the Tiger this year. I mean, has a ton of hat tricks, and he knows how to capitalize on scoring opportunities.
interesting move there by the Tigers. Actually, they just had Hunter McGuire and Joseph Achugo switch sides so Achugo could get on this left side. He's predominantly left-footed, so the Tigers are obviously here going to try to get him into space on his left foot to try to get a ball finished past the goalie, obviously, to try to score a goal. But Joseph Achugo has proven all season that if you let him get into space, he's a dangerous player. So let's see if the Tigers can get him into space and capitalize on a missed opportunity.
Absolutely. Tigers defense not going to really allow anything for the Panthers. Seems like the offensive route for the Panthers is kind of like a roundabout. They get going, but then they come right back because the defense really stunning for the Tigers.
I like that analogy, Kylo. Roundabout, you said?
Yes, sir. But again, you can't get too cocky if you're the Tigers, as in any sport, especially soccer. Tigers knew Panthers are going to come out hungry, as they have gotten hot as of late. Going to want to score on them, so the Tigers are matching their energy very well today, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Park Hill South was actually the runner-up for the conference, and as we all know, the Tigers, who are still undefeated, won the conference. So Park Hill South here is going to be looking for some revenge. The game that the Tigers actually clinched their conference championship was at Park Hill South in a snow-out, as I like to call it, because there was snow all over the field. So the Panthers are going to be looking for some revenge here, and all it takes is one goal to get this game back to equalization.
Absolutely. Panthers, funny enough, were the first team to score on the Tigers in a 6-1 win for the Tigers at home just a couple weeks ago. It was a bittersweet win for the Tigers, as they kind of wanted to keep the streak of allowing no goals, but all good things must come to an end. Park Hill South in that game also scored on themselves, so it wasn't the best outing for them. But still, Tigers faced them later in the season and won 4-0, so these teams know each other well. They know how to game plan for one another, as Timmy Smith is going to take the kick here for the Tigers.
Pay attention to Max Peister here on the back post. He has consistently came up and got goals off set pieces like this. He's able to hit the ball back across the goal. Let's see what he can do here.
Smith is just going to bolt it. Probably had a little bit too much leg on it. Goalkeeper just going to nab it out of the air on that one, but it's going to go right to Jonathan Hutcherson, who's going to kick it up for Joseph Achugo, who's going to have to come back. And again, Achugo just getting double teamed. He was double teamed all game against Lee Summit North. Once teams started to figure out that he knows how to score and he is the main scorer for the Tigers, they knew they had to lock him up. And that comes in the form of the double team, but that didn't stop him against Rockhurst from getting a goal, assisted by Timmy Smith.
Yeah, this team, specifically Timmy Smith, he is able to connect with his teammates so well. That's why he won Player of the Year. He has an insane 21 assists. That is absolutely absurd. Joseph Achugo said at the team banquet that he wouldn't have a lot of his goals if it wasn't for Timmy. And I love that from the Tigers. This team is a brotherhood. They stick together till the very end. That's why they don't get rattled easily. This team has been solid all year, and that is one of the main reasons why.
Absolutely. Ian Shores, Max Brissett, Peiser, Achugo. I mean, they've been playing with each other since they came here freshman year, some of them even before that, so they aren't afraid. A lot of cheers from the loud crowd, as we have a very good showing for a soccer game here. As we said, it's perfect weather, so no excuse not to get out and support your local team.
That is very right, Kyle. No excuse to come support your local team, as well as there's no excuse for these teams. You know, it's not cold, it's not hot, it's absolutely perfect soccer weather. And so both teams really just going to be who's the better team here, who can execute their game plan better.
Absolutely, game plan. A big thing, you know. Coach Wiebengay won Coach of the Year, and he credits a lot of that success to his coaching staff, says he is the best in the state. And you don't really wonder why with Coach Hawkins. I mean, even the JV team, Blake, you were a part of that squad that went undefeated. I believe 15 wins, 3 ties. Is that what it was?
My bad. And like you said about the coaching staff, Roz Glazner was the JV coach, and he was also, you know, all the coaches kind of assist all the other coaches whenever, you know, they're coaching a game. And all the coaches were always very involved, from the top varsity team all the way down to the C black team. They were all very involved, and that just shows how committed these coaches are to making this program great.
Absolutely. Peiser there, just going to hit that ball away as Park Hill South tries again to get past this defense. Another unsuccessful attempt for the Panthers. Peiser just going to throw it in there, and it's going to be kicked up. Isaac Nickens for the Tiger defender. Stepped up big last game against Rockhurst, and he's going to be one of the center backs for the Tigers, as Peiser's just going to want want to let that one roll to Jackson Wells, who rolls it right back to him.
Something that has really stuck out to me is that this Park Hill squad is really trying to connect with their sophomore, tall, 6'2" forward, Ruben Ogbamudia. He has actually been very involved. He showed that he has a lot of speed. He's trying to get in behind Isaac Nickens specifically, and I think if anyone is really going to have a shot at getting a goal past this amazing Tigers defense, it could be him. He has shown early on in this game that he has the speed, he has the physicality to get a goal. And so the Park Hill South Panthers, if you notice them keep going to try to get to him, that's exactly why.
Absolutely. I mean, the sophomores for the Panthers have stepped up in a big way. Like we said, we've been bragging about the depth of the Tigers, but the same can be said for the Panthers. Both some very good soccer programs, and are going to be some problems as they're going to face each other in some sectionals matches to come for years. Wells, though, a solid senior goalie for the Tigers. 6'1", 6'2", I believe. No, 6'1". Jonathan Hutcherson pass it up there. Joseph Achugo still getting worked as Ian Shores is kind of orchestrating the rhythm of the team through the midfield. He's going to hit it up to Joseph Achugo. He's going to show some speed, but the defender is wise enough to know just to kick it out of bounds. Don't want to risk the chance of Achugo getting the ball, as he's going to pass it back to Hutcherson. I mean, you talk about guys who are fast. You're talking about Jonathan Hutcherson. I mean, that guy, probably the fastest on the team, probably debated within the team. Joseph Achugo had a scoring opportunity, but he had 3 men on him, tried to weave it in between them, just bounced off him, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Tigers. So they're going to have their first corner kick of the game, I believe. Well, since I've been watching, had a bit of technical difficulties earlier in the half, so we'll see what comes of this one.
Yeah, we have about 5 minutes left in this this first half, and I really love that last play there from Achugo. He just created something out of nothing, and also what you said about Ian Shores orchestrating the midfield. That's something this Tigers offenses like to do all season. They like to control the flow of the game, and that is why that's another reason why they're so successful. There are so many reasons, and I do believe there's a really top reason. It's how strong their midfield is. This core of a midfield connects with each other so well, and whenever they all get each other involved, they're almost unstoppable.
Absolutely. Goalkeeper for the Panthers booted it away, and Ruben Ogbamuda looked like he had a shot there, but once he saw Jonathan Hutcherson was a couple yards ahead of him, he gave up. It looks like it's going to be a handball called for the Tigers on number 2, Keegan Rainey. Keegan Rainey, a younger brother of Caleb Rainey, played for the Tigers back when he was in high school. Graduated in 2019. And Park Hill is going to have another free kick. They've been yet to score off these opportunities, but they do have captain Christopher Rouse taking the kick for him. So he's going to boot it up there, trying to get something happen. Ogbamuda kind of jumped that one a little too early, so not a goal. Still scoreless on the board for the Panthers.
Yeah, watch the Tigers try to counterattack whenever Park Hill South take those free kicks. They are really dangerous with the speedy Joseph Achugo up there. Like I said earlier, if they can get him into space, they're going to be extremely successful.
Absolutely. Achugo there, just kind of a miscue, a miscue, if you will. Gave it to the defenders of the Panthers. He's going to pass it back to Ethan Berg. He's been solid for the Tigers so far this season. Cam Hahn in the midfield. He's been a tank as a junior. Number 9 for the Panthers. Made a great effort there, stretching out. That's Dawson Evans. Another captain for the Panthers.
Something that you know about soccer is that the last 5 minutes, or the first 5 minutes of each half, is one of the most likely times for teams to score. And we have about just under 3 minutes here left. See if this Tigers or Panthers team can catch the other team off guard and get a goal. For the Panthers, that would be a critical goal to equalize this game right before half.
Absolutely. Peiser there, just going to kick it. Almost went into the goal, but the keeper was there. Able to pick that one up off the ground, and he's going to boot it away here. Trying to get as far away from his goal as he can. He's seen a lot of action so far today, as well as from goalkeeper to goalkeeper. It's going to be kicked there. He's going to roll it out to Peiser. Again, a solid defender for the Tigers. He's going to boot it up to the offense. Joseph Achugo on the attack. Oh, just kicked away by number 18 for the Panthers, Connor McCauley. Joseph Achugo again, so creative on the attack and unable to capitalize on that one there.
Yeah, the Tigers once again tried to send Joseph Achugo into space. That was a really good ball there. A really good pass cross, if you will, almost all the way across the field from Max Peiser. He was almost able to connect with his speedy forward. And the Tigers are going to continue to do that all game. If you watch the Rockers game, that's how they got their second goal, which turned out to be the game-winning goal, considering the Tigers won 2-1. So watch Achugo. He is going to be a very big part of this Tigers offense going forward in this game.
Absolutely, Joseph Achugo, like we said, knows how to score goals. Gotten several hat tricks so far this year, and it's going to be another throw-in for the Tigers. So scoring opportunities are not at a loss so far for the Tigers. But Panthers on defense, they haven't looked too bad. I mean, I know they've allowed one goal, but for a team that scores 4.6 a game, I mean, allowing 1.5, that's not too bad at all.
They really have settled in, and I really like their composure after Max Brissett was able to get his goal. They've came back into this game, kept it, reasonable, and, soccer, all it takes is one bad play from this Tigers defense. They can get in and equalize this game, so I really like their composure. They don't look too rattled out there, so let's see if they can, keep their composure and keep being successful in this game.
Absolutely. Ian Shores, the midfielder there, going to play it to Joseph Achugo, who is Ethan Berg on the outside. He's going to take a minute, and that might not have been the right play, as it's going to go right to the goalkeeper's hands. But again, the offensive strikes are not at a loss for the Tigers. You mentioned earlier, Blake, it just takes one wrong play for the Panthers, and they're right back into this one. Unfortunately for them, this Tigers team is not known for those one wrong plays. But Ethan Berg is going to contest this ball on the outside. He's going to pass it up to Joseph Achugo, who is going to get the throw-in. And as you'll hear on the PA announcer, 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left, and this half is going to be over. The whistle blows from the referee, officially signified that one half of soccer has been played. Blake, what have you seen out of this one? I mean, we got a goal from Max Brissett early on, but other than that, kind of scoreless. So what's your take on the half so far?
I think the Tigers had defense to the midfield, to the forwards. They have so many options that they can go to. They trust anyone on the field. Like we said earlier, they're a brotherhood. And as well as the Panthers, they got more composed as the half went on. They're settling in. The nerves could have got to them early on. That could have been an explanation for giving up that goal to Max Brissett. But I think that we're in for a good second half. I don't think any team's really going to pull out ahead, super quick. I think that we really are in for a good one here.
Absolutely. We'll be back to you in 9 minutes and 10 seconds with more soccer. Thank you for tuning in so far. Again, this is halftime. Tigers are up 1-0. Welcome back to the second half of soccer, brought to you by TBTVA staff. We have Josh Walker on graphics and camera. Emily, Alyssa, and Hope are filming the game. A recap will be coming soon, so look forward to that on www.tigerbroadcast.com. As always, I'm Kyle Cumberland, joined with Blake Heisey of the booth. Blake, scores 1-0. Max Burdett scored early for the Tigers. But the Panthers, after that, they kind of got a bit more solid on defense. They definitely regrouped, and we're about to start the second half. What are you going to see from the Tigers if they're expecting, or if they're going to win this game? What would you like to see from them?
Well, something that Coach Hawkins was emphasizing to his team at halftime for the Tigers was go at them or attack the defense. We know who we are, as he would say. You know, they know that they can beat this team. The Tigers are undefeated, and they have people like Joseph Achugo, Hunter McGuire, some of the speediest guys in the state. He just wants them to attack the defender. Even if they mess up, keep doing it over and over again. We will get a goal, was his specific words. We will get a goal, keep doing it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Confidence is not at a loss for the Tigers as they come out with some of the best kids and team as a whole in the state. Haven't mentioned this before, but number 3 in the nation, top-ranked public high school. Almost a goal there by Max Burdett. Would have been the second of his night. Probably would have been the best game of his life if he scored again. But the Tigers are going to keep trying to attack on offense as Ian Shores, the midfielder here. Captain for the Tigers, been All-State twice before his sophomore and junior year, so he's not afraid of the spotlight. He's going to pass it back to Jonathan Hutchison there. They're just going to keep trying to be relentless, like you said, attacking the defense. For Panthers are definitely going to have their work cut out for them this half, Blake. What do we have to say on that?
Well, the Tigers have started to slow down their approach a little bit. They are ahead. They don't need another goal. If they were to hold the score right now, they'd be headed to St. Louis next weekend. So they don't need to score again, and you can tell that's their mindset. They've slowed down a little bit, but if they're going to get the ball up to their strikers or their forwards, then they are going to attack them. But getting it up to them, they're slowing down a little bit, and I don't know if I agree with the referee's decision on that one, and I don't think the crowd does either.
Absolutely not. It's getting a tad chippy out there, as some would say. The referees are not opposed to allowing this aggressive play of it. They thought that one was a bit too long. The Tigers don't like it at all. This is going to be a big scoring opportunity for the Panthers, as they have a free kick here and a ton of strikers lined up against the Tigers. It's going to be kicked over here, and it's going to be headed out. But 38 for the Panthers is still, he's going to cross it over to Christopher Rouse, who's again going to kick it right to Ian Shores, who's going to boot it out of there. Defender Seth Snowden is going to kick it right back to the goalie. And we're going to have a reset of play here. What could have been a scoring opportunity was quickly shut down by Ian Shores. Again, a solid player for the Tigers. Again, that's going to be a throw-in for the Panthers. So, Blake, if you're a Panthers fan, what are you trying to see here on offense if you expect to break through this Tigers defense?
Well, once again, they're trying to get Ruben Ogbemuda, their sophomore forward.
I think you're saying that right. I'm not sure.
They're really trying to get him involved still. They're trying to get him into space, and he actually did draw a foul on Isaac Nickens there. That's part of trying to get in your opponent's head. Once again, also, last week, if you noted, a few days ago, the Tigers really struggled defending set pieces against Rockhurst, and that's something that they actually practiced this week, was defending set pieces, getting ahead on the ball, and Keegan Davis was able to step in front of that ball and clear the danger for the Tigers there. I really like that aggression from him, and if the Tigers can really control this game like they have been, they're in good suit.
Crowd getting loud again is the offensive player, Jackson Wells, going to the extreme of his penalty area there.
There was the sophomore forward again, Ogbemuda. He almost was through there. That was a good play by Jackson Wells to come out, or else the Tigers could have been in deep trouble there.
Absolutely. Wells knows how to make the plays. He's been playing soccer his entire high school career, so he knows what to do, and he handles that situation well. But again, the crowd not really liking the referee's calls so far. But they're going to have to deal with it as the calls won't change. Keegan Davis has had 2 pretty good calls for him. I think they can let that one slide. I don't know. Picer's going to set that ball up for Timmy Smith. He's going to take it.
Yep, here we go again on a set piece for the Tigers. Max Peiser's charging up the field. That's who Timmy is going to look for here. If he can connect with Peiser, this very well could lead to a goal.
He's going to hit it up there. Oh, almost scored just off that. I'm not sure if it was free or indirect, so I don't know if it would have counted, but the goalkeeper just grabbed it there. And Isaac Nickens is going to head that one into enemy territory. Panthers are going to kick it out. And now, Ogdemuda has a scoring opportunity, but it was offsides from the start. Jonathan Hutcherson, a senior, he knows where he is, and that was offside. So
if I'm a fan, I'd really appreciate that flag to go up a little bit sooner for the Tigers. That forced Jackson Wood to take a little bit of a collision there. Good refereeing. That was a good offsides call, but once again, I would like that flag to come a little sooner just for the safety of both players. You know, anything can happen, a collision there, that's how injuries happen. It was a good call once again, just I would like the flag to go up a little bit sooner for the safety of both teams.
I don't mean to correct you, Blake, but Jackson Wood graduated last year. I think you're looking for Jaden Wood, his younger brother. Jackson Wood being an absolute stud at Rockhurst University with Keenan. Many soccer alumni for the Tigers still playing with each other. They're just trying to build off the chemistry that they had in high school and put that into the college realm. They're doing that so successfully. So
yeah, I really like how the Tigers are still playing. The Panthers are getting a little more opportunities here, as the ball's really been on the Tigers' side most of this half. So I want to see here if the Panthers can really get a solid scoring chance. If Ogbemuda can stay onside, then he really could have a chance to score. His speed is really testing the Tigers' defense here. So I'm excited to see how this game plays out.
absolutely. The defense for the Panthers, this crowd is kind of getting into it now. They're not liking some of the calls. And again, this is the quarterfinals for Class 4 soccer for the state of Missouri. So tensions are high. And Keegan Davis is going to throw it in there to Hunter McGuire, who's going to head it over to Joseph Achugo, going to be kicked out of bounds. It's going to be a Tigers throw-in. Park Hill South coaches are not liking what they're seeing so far from their team. They weren't like this the first half, but again, when tensions are this high, you can only expect your coach to be coaching up his team. And it's going to be a scoring opportunity for the Tigers. Timmy Smith. It's going to be blocked. Second effort. It's not a goal for the Tigers. Timmy Smith almost had it there. Was hit by the goalkeeper into another shot on goal for the Tigers, but it was going to be kicked out. But it is going to be a corner kick. 2% of goals are scored on corner kicks, but there is a chance. Hunter McGuire is going to be taking the shot here at the corner of your screen. He's going to cross it over. Max Brissette's going to kick it back out to him, so he's going to have another chance to cross it over into the penalty area. Isaac Nickens is going to get a foul there, so Panthers are kind of getting lucky right now. 2 close scoring opportunities for the Tigers, and no points on the board to show for it.
That was a little bit lucky on their end when the ball was right in front of the goal. The Tigers were knocking on their door that whole entire possession. However, that was really good defending, very good goalkeeping to keep this game at 1-0. They cannot afford to give up another goal. Most teams have struggled to even score 1 goal on the Tigers. If they were to give up a goal, they would have to score 2, and no team has done that this year. And so they really cannot afford to give up another goal, almost this whole game even. So that was really good defending. I like the mindset there by them.
Absolutely. If they let another goal on the Tigers, just statistically, they're not winning this game, as we see from previous games so far this season. But Park Hill South against the Tigers in recent history, not a lot of winning between these two teams. The Tigers currently dominate the matchup 5-1. Panthers are currently on a 5 losing streak, so they're trying to turn the tides here, but again, history is not on their side, as Ian Shores is gonna, I'm not sure who the penalty was on there, but it's gonna be Panther ball, and they're gonna have yet another free kick for the defense.
They're gonna try to force this one up to their forwards once again. This Spicer was forced to clear that one out, but that is something that this Park Hill South team, if you've noticed throughout this game, on free kicks, they just kind of like to blast it up the field and hope for the best. So let's see if that strategy could work. Most likely that's not going to work. They're going to have to find something else. But I will give credit to them. They are doing a lot better this half, of really getting on the Tigers side of the field and almost creating scoring chances.
Absolutely. It seems like most of their scoring opportunities have come off set pieces like free kicks and such. So Timmy Smith here going to capitalize, passes it over to Joseph Achugo, who's going to be free on the right side. Max Brissett now has the ball. He's going to give it back to Achugo. This team loves the pass, and they do so quite well. Achugo is now going to go back as Brissett takes the attacking position, but that quickly changes. And Achugo is going to draw the foul there. Finally, a call goes in the Tigers' direction, and the loud crowd is happy with it. Loud crowd so far this half has been kind of quiet as Ian Shores almost scores from midfield there. So, again, the goalkeeping for the Panthers, he's going to have to be on point if they want to win this game.
Yeah, the final 30 minutes of this game is we're just over 10 minutes into this half. We have about 29 minutes left. That final 29 minutes is going to be very eventful. Park Hill South is getting on the Tigers side of the field, doing very well. And actually now we have 2 subs for the Tigers. The sophomores coming in. Let's see if they can play a big role, as they have most of the year. But I think Park Hill South really does legitimately have a chance in this. However, if they were to give up a goal and down on 2-0, I would almost 99.9% sure I would rule this game in favor of the Tigers, because I just don't believe, based off what we've seen so far, the Panthers will score 2 goals.
Absolutely. Sam Brissett and Ethan Berger then come on the field, replacing Joseph Achugo and Max Brissett. So we'll see what these sophomores can do, and juniors, as the seniors, the experienced players, are going to be taken off the field.
Lots of experience for the Tigers. They really have shown all year that their experience really matters. Achugo, Timmy Smith, Max Picery, and Shores. You can just go on and on. This list, the list of those seniors, the experience that they have, it really helps the Tigers.
Absolutely. A set piece here. He's going to cross it over a bit too far. Picer there just wasn't able to do anything with it. And the goalkeeper has it once again. He's touching the ball a lot so far this game, and especially in this half. As the Tigers, Timmy Smith is going to pass it back to number 3, Keegan Rainey. He's just going to survey the field. Not a whole lot of pressure coming currently. He's going to go even deeper, but he's going to pass it away to Ian Shores. There's a couple men to beat. Just kicked out right there. Ethan Berg going to challenge that one. It's going to be headed out by the Panthers defense. Jonathan Hutcherson on that right side. He's going to kick it back to Nickens, who's going to try and do something fancy with it. And it does not work out. The Panthers are now on the attack. He's going to get shoved down to the ground. He's looking for a foul, doesn't get one. The referee likes the play, thinks it's clean, and it's going to be conflicting point of views. The center field waves off the assistant referee, who was initially saying it was going to be Tiger throwing. Now it's Panther throwing. I don't know what the center referee saw to wave that off. Must have been pretty clear evidence in his mind.
Yeah, the Panthers are doing a good job here of getting in the Tigers' heads. You can hear the frustration from not only the players but the coaching staff as well. The Panthers are actually doing really well in this half, I believe. The Tigers are coming out kind of slow. And so the Panthers, I think if they keep doing what they're doing and they really try to go one level deeper with their passing to their forwards, I think that they could really have a legitimate chance to score in this game against this great Tigers defense.
Absolutely, the defense is great. 5 goals allowed this year has earned them national recognition. Top Resort Soccer has them as the best public high school in the nation so far. USA Today has them 5th in the nation as well. So they're getting nationally recognized, and for good reason. Sam Brissett on that right side. Just a tad too much on it. Wasn't able to capitalize on that one, as it will be a goal kick for the Panthers here coming out.
Yeah, I really like that run from Sam Brissett. He was able to cut right in front of the outside back. The ball was just a little too far for him. He is very speedy, though. If they continue to try to play that ball to him, I think he'll get to at least some of them. And Sam Brissett is a very dangerous player. He's very tactical with the ball on his feet.
Absolutely, and he's just a sophomore. So that, again, just proves the depth and the future the Tigers soccer team has. But it really comes down to your coaching staff. I mean, when you have a good coaching staff, you can turn an average team into a state championship team. And Coach Weavengay knows how to do that, being awarded Coach of the Year. Joseph Achugo is now going to be subbed on the field. Hunter McGuire is going to come off. So Joseph Achugo looks like he's going to switch with Sam Brissett. going to play on that left side because he does like to play off his left foot. So Sam is now going to be working on that right side of the field.
I think that is very good benefit for both players. Achugo's left-footed, Sam is mainly right-footed, and Sam Brissett really has very good skill, just duking his defenders with 1 foot. He can really just get around the defender very easily with even 1 foot. He's got the speed, but watch Sam Brissett's footwork as he's going one-on-one with the defender.
Absolutely. Footwork for the Tigers has been an emphasis all season as Ethan Berg, he's going to cross it over, and it's going to be to Timmy Smith, who shoots! Testing the wits of the goalkeeper there, who barely knocks it away. It's going to be a corner kick for the Tigers, and that was the closest we've seen the Tigers get to scoring in probably 5 minutes. That was quite a shot from Timmy Smith. Unfortunately, wasn't able to go, but again, we have a corner kick, and these Tigers know how to capitalize on these set pieces, so we'll see what they can do here.
What a ball from Ethan Berg, and what an even better shot from Timmy Smith, but once again, what an even better save by the Park Hill South keeper. That's just saved their game.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, Peiser tried to kick that one in there. It did not fall.
It's going to deflect out for another corner, though. So watch Max Peiser once again on this corner. He's going to try to hang out there around the top of the box and try to wait for a ball to deflect out to him. He is so dangerous on these corners and on these set pieces. Watch him. He's a key player to watch on this.
All right, Timmy Smith is now going to be taking this kick. Loud crowd's getting into this one. Has 3 chances in a row to score. Panthers defense is feeling it right now. He crosses it over, and it is going to be headed out by the Panthers defense, and even further kicked out by their midfield. It is going to be Tigers throwing, but no longer in such a position to score. 2 corner kicks back to back. The goalie has to be feeling it. I mean, his adrenaline is pumping. Facing this offense is no easy task, to say the least.
Yeah, as we have 23 minutes left in this game, these last 7 minutes since that 30-minute mark has kind of shifted in favor of the Tigers. Now they're the ones knocking on Park Hill South's door. Panthers have yet to really get anything offensively since then. The Tigers are starting to wake up in the second half, and if they can keep control of this game, they will cruise to a victory.
Absolutely. Ethan Berg there, just going to pass it up to Timmy Smith, who we mentioned is a critical part of this Tigers team and attack, especially on offense. It's going to be Sam Brissett on that right side there, just trying to work on those defenders. Who's had it in for them all night, Carson Owen, that junior. A solid defender for the Panthers. He's a tall one too, standing at 6 foot 2 inches. So he's a tall guy, and Sam Brissett's been working on him as he does so right now. He's gonna have the edge on him. He's gonna, Owen's just able to kick it out there. But again, I think it's another corner kick for the Tigers. So you want to give your goalkeeper a break, but there's no break for this goalkeeper tonight. Adam Henn has had his work in for him.
Yeah, definitely, and there was that one-on-one action there for Sam Brissett on that outside defender. He's able to win a corner, and obviously the Tigers are very dangerous on these corners.
Absolutely. Joseph Achugo has the ball, shoots, and it's going to score. Achugo. What a goal. It's going to be a Tiger goal as you hear that from the PA announcer. Achugo, the scoring stays alive for him. The Tiger bench collapses it out. And Blake, you said earlier, 99.9% chance the Tigers win if they score a second goal. That's your second goal. Almost directly halfway through the second half. 22 minutes is going to remain. So now, Tigers being put in even better position. What did you like out there? Obviously, 3 corner kicks almost back to back to back. Do you think it was just too much for the Park Hill South Panthers defense to handle?
I really think it was. I think they just got worn out back there. Sam Brissett got that corner for the Tigers with his foot skills, and now Achugo. How many games is this guy going to score in? He scores so many goals. He is one of the best guys at finishing the ball into the goal I've ever seen. And just right after I said the Tigers were dangerous on corners, Achugo's able to get that one in there. The Tigers are very confident right now. Their confidence is probably shooting through the roof in terms of winning this game. They are on top.
Absolutely. The coaches there are not going to let up, though. We've been gay. They're just going to even heighten the expectations for his players. They're going to substitute Hunter McGuire back onto the field, who's been speedy to say the least, very creative on the attack, similar to Achugo, who's going to take the throw in here. He's going to throw it almost all the way into the goal, as McGuire is now going to head it over to Ian Shores, who wasn't quite able to head it in, but Achugo is right there, and it's going to roll out of bounds. So it will be a goal kick for the Panthers. The goalkeeper's probably finally happy to be able to kick the ball and not have to touch it with his hands.
Absolutely. It's kind of a breath of fresh air for the Panthers to, get some confidence back after giving up that goal to Achugo. If they want any chance of coming back in this, they're going to have to speed things up. They're running out of time. We got about exactly 20 minutes remaining in this match, and the Tigers definitely have control right now. So the Panthers need to be better at executing the chances that they get, trying to create more chances, and just overall being better at defending and containing Achugo specifically.
Picer was able to kick that one all the way to Achugo. Achugo kind of had a little bit of a wrong touch on it, gave it right to the goalkeeper, but Achugo has said before, these touches or these kicks from Picer are just something special. I mean, seriously, these guys, they know how to play soccer, and when you play for 4 years together, you get that bond, you get that chemistry, and Picer and Achugo certainly have it.
Definitely, and there's a foul there on Park Hill South by Jacob Garza, and once again, here's a set piece. The Tigers, they're very dangerous on these. Let's see if they can connect here with specifically Max Picer.
It's going to go over the head of Ian Shores, and it's going to be kicked out by the Park Hill South Panthers defense. But Keegan Rainey is right there to kick it right back into the action. Unfortunately, though, the goalkeeper will be there. Hunter McGuire really wanted that one. And the goalkeeper probably wisely just kicks it away there as quick as he can. He does not want to touch that ball more than he has to, more than he already has so far tonight.
Yeah, this has been probably a more stressful night for this Park Hill South keeper. In my opinion, he's almost been left out to dry by his defense on a few. However, we did both agree, Kyle, that the Park Hill South defense definitely improved in the later half of that first half and the beginning of this second half. But like we said, all it takes is one breakdown, and now they're down 2-0, and they need 2 goals against one of the best defensive teams in the nation.
And best in the nation, definitely the best in Missouri so far this season. Jackson Wells able to grab that one over the head of the forward. Park Hill South just substituted Lucas Crane onto the field, a sophomore and a forward for the Panthers. Must have liked what they were seeing out of him, as Ian Shores is going to let this one roll out of bounds. Park Hill South, again, it's going to be that number 15, Carson Owen, the junior and the defender for the Panthers, who's going to have to throw it in. Throws it over the heads of everyone. The Tigers able to just hit it out there thanks to Cam Hahn.
Yeah, something that the coaches for Lee Summit are really stressing right now is for their team to mark up. They're going to try to hold Park Hill South and try to force them to make a move around them, force them to make their own chances instead of playing into space. So let's see if that helps the Tigers. I really think it will. They have some solid defenders, solid midfielders. Specifically, Ian Shores in the midfield has been very critical this season for not only their defending but also on the offensive end as well. So let's see if the Tigers can finish this game. Basically, I'm really confident that they're going to do so, but you can't take any game for granted. They really do need to finish this game as they have about 18 minutes to do so.
Absolutely, we don't want to jinx anything as Picer's going to have a free kick here. Well, we mentioned Joseph Achugo raising his hand, and he's going to get the ball right there. Picer and Achugo, no. Accidentally bounces under his foot, so it will be a Panther throw-in. They're going to definitely need to see some offensive firepower out of this team if they expect to score on this defense. Again, 17:30 remaining within the first half, or the second half, excuse me.
I'm really liking what Coach Wiebengay is doing right now for the Tigers. He's trying to keep his team composed on that mistouch by Joe Achugo there. He was just telling him, calm down, you're all right, you're all right. And I really like that he's doing that because composure in these state playoff games is everything, especially in a game like this.
Absolutely. Picer, I mean, he had pressure from Ogbamuda from the Panthers, but he handles it so well, just 2 touches and it's out of bounds. So this defense for the Tigers definitely knows how to play, and they came to play today.
For sure. It turns out they've came to play every game of the season. As they've only given up a handful of goals all season, and in this one they've been very, very on top of everything. The Tigers, see the ball there, almost got out there, but Tigers have been able to use their heads a lot as well on the defense. Keegan Davis, Max Picer, list goes on, and let's see if they can keep doing what they're doing.
16:30 here as the Tigers have yet another shot on goal, just going to roll out of bounds there, so the Panthers are going to have a goal kick. Again, the clock is going to keep ticking. And the Panthers are just going to boot this one downfield. Not the most powerful kick we've seen out of the goalie so far, Adam Henn. It's going to be a foul. The Panthers on that sideline are saying the referee is soft. They don't like what they're seeing. I'm not sure what he called there, but I mean, he is the referee. You have to go with him. So Hunter McGuire is going to have a chance to kick this one and set any of the strikers. I mean, even Ian Shores, Joseph Chugo, or Ethan Berg up. As he kicks it, it's going to go. Joseph Chugo tries to head that one. Just did not have quite the jump he needed. It was a little too high. And they're gonna watch that one roll out of bounds, as it will be a corner kick for the Tigers. We know they can score off them, so we'll be seeing what they can do here.
The original call was a goal kick. However, the referee was convinced after some arguing from the Tigers that his call was incorrect, so we did change it to a corner. And here we go again. The Tigers very dangerous on corners. It's going to be Hunter McGuire sending it in. As Timmy Smith, one of the biggest playmakers for the Tigers, is back on the field, by the way. But here we go. Let's see if Hunter McGuire can send a good ball in here.
And the kick is away. Probably not the best kick of his life. Kind of curved outside the penalty box. Joseph Chugo called off the field as Timmy Smith takes his place. And now the ball is into the Tiger defense. Jonathan Hutcherson is going to pass it to Picer. He's going to give it to Cam Hahn. A great midfielder for the Tigers so far this year. He's going to pass it up to Hunter McGuire. He's going to give it to Ian Shores, the best midfielder probably in the state, let alone from the Tigers. They're just trying to get something to work. There's no pressure on them right now, up 2-0. They want to keep the pressure on. They know with that 2-0 lead, they're in a comfortable place right now.
They are in no rush, like we said earlier, as they're just really playing very composed in the midfield. Ian Shores and Cam Hahn really just calming down, even passing the ball back and forth to each other, as they are in no rush. And if they can keep, being short and simple with it, they're going to win this game. They have 2-goal lead, which if you have more than a 2-goal lead and you're the Tigers, you're very confident. You haven't given up more than 1 goal in a game all season, and so they really are just super confident right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Keegan Rainey is going to come on the field. I think the offensive attempts for the Panthers are just a quick breath, It looks like they're going to score, but it's quickly kicked out by the defense. No different here, as it's going to be a corner kick for the Panthers. We know they're pretty good off set pieces for scoring, so Blake, if you're the Tigers, what's your worry? Are you worried right now, or what's your thinking?
I think definitely this is a chance for Park Hill South here. If they can get ahead on this ball, the Tigers are not very good at defending these set pieces based off the last game, and Park Hill South is pretty good at it as well, as they're going to play short combination here to send it back in, and that actually almost worked for them. But I think definitely Park Hill South is going to be trying to get set pieces or corners, even throw-ins. They just got to get something here to try to break down this Tigers defense. They're kind of getting desperate at this point because really there's nothing that they can almost do.
Nothing that they can almost do. It's kind of a grim reality that they are having to deal with right now, as the offense doesn't really seem to want to let up. Keegan Rainey, they're not going to call that a foul. That was extremely bad by the referees. Even the Panthers are confused as to where the ball is. The referee, he's not really taking control out there, Blake.
I think he's done a really good job taking control up to this point. However, stuff like that is how coaches get angered, and Hawkins and Weavengate were both very angry there for the Tigers. I think that this game could get out of hand if this referee doesn't take control of this game. He is going to have to tighten it up here in this last, 12 minutes and 13 seconds. But if he can keep control of the game, the Tigers are very favored in that area. But if this game can get out of control, anything can happen, and Park Hill South could get 2 goals to equalize this game.
Absolutely. It's not when you get a bad call, but it's when you get a bad call and then you get no explanation for the call. It's really confusing when you're a coach. Hunter McGuire, he's got a few party tricks there, and he's going to cross it over. Unfortunately, he's going to have the ball again. Another attempt by the Tigers. It's going to be kicked out to Ian Shores. He's going to kick it, and it's going to hit the goalpost. But again, Hunter McGuire scissoring, doing every trick in the book. And my goodness, that almost worked. Ian Shores just put a bit too much height on that one. And again, the relentless attack of the Tigers, as the clock now is at 11:30. Time is slowly running out for this Panthers offense when they're trying to score, but they have the ball now, and number 12, Amunda Muda, he's been the guy so far tonight, hasn't seen much action, as his defense has been the star of the show. Not really the stars, they've let in 2 goals, but they've seen most of the action. And it's going to be dribbled away. Hunter McGuire is going to have the ball again, this time working on the left side of the field, goes back into the midfield, working on number 16. He's going to try and finish the ball here. Just hesitated a little. And no score for McGuire so far today. But, I mean, and you just see how he just dribbles through 5 people. I mean, the kid's a stud, and you got to like what you're seeing if you're Coach Weaving, even if you don't capitalize on those 2 scoring opportunities.
Exactly. Park Hill South cannot afford to give him those chances right now. They're already down 2 goals against a great team. They can't get down 3. If they get down 3, you can all but say Lee Summit won this game. You absolutely can't afford that from Park Hill South. They have to be better at their passing. That give up in the midfield there by Seth Jaharis really kind of almost got Hunter McGuire that goal. Jaharis has played very well all game. However, a ball like that getting intercepted by an outside back, you just can't afford that during this time of the game. We have about 10 minutes left. And so Panthers need to be better at their passing, connect with their forwards absolutely is what they need to do.
You know, we've said the Panthers have played good so far today, but good is not good enough. It's not going to win you the game, and they're going to need to really start playing great, start playing perfect. Flawless, if you will, as the clock is now under 10 minutes, 9:50 to go within the second half here, as the Tigers inch closer and closer to this quarterfinals victory in a bid to the Final Four.
Interesting move here by Park Hill South. We actually are about to have a freshman sub in for them, Tyler Dansby, the 5'5" midfielder. Let's see if he can create something for the Panthers. Really, at this point, I feel like they're trying to go to anyone, but you know, class really doesn't matter. If you're Tyler Dansby and you have great skill, yeah, you should get the opportunity to go in there and show your skill and try to get your team a goal in this game, because that's what they need. Almost a goal there from the Tigers, and that's going to be a foul coming out on Timmy Smith. But Joseph Achugo also is going to be coming in for the Tigers. He obviously, we all know his ability. He's a great player for the Tigers. Didn't even need to say that. You know that, but just by watching this game alone. So let's see if the Tigers can close this game out with 8 minutes and 57 seconds remaining.
Absolutely. Tigers are looking for a handball. They're not going to get it, and stuff like this. I know the pressure's on the ref, but when you see a handball, you got to call that handball. It's not too hard. Keegan Davis is going to be working. Ian Shores is now going to have the ball. He's going to dish it out to Ethan Berg on that left side. There, he's going to pass it to Timmy Smith in the middle. He's going to give a give and go, but the defense is going to intercept that one. So, again, the defense has been playing pretty good so far, but like we said earlier, good is not good enough. 2-0. This is the best showing the Panthers have had against the Tigers. Beat them 6-1 the first game, 4-0, and are now up 2-0. So, consistently getting better, but again, against a nationally ranked team and one that has had so much success, it's hard to really say that they're playing good enough.
Yeah, Kyle, you said good isn't good enough, and that's absolutely true. Against the Tigers, top-ranked public school team in the nation, you have to be stellar against this team. You have to do absolutely everything right. That's how good this Tigers team is, and fans are unhappy with that call. I'm all right with it from the referee, but Park Hill South here, they got to get going. They're running out of time, and they are very desperate right now.
Absolutely. Max Brizzette's going to be looking for a substitution and finally going to get it. Scored the first goal for the Tigers. Is 7:38 is what is on the clock right now. It's going to continue ticking down as he's going to take over for number 12, Ethan Berg, for the Tigers. Again, the winner of this game is going to go on to the Final Four and face Jefferson City or Lee Summit West. Both solid teams with the exact same record of 18-5. Lee Summit saw West earlier in the season, beat them 3-0. West has gotten better as of late, but is it good enough to beat the Tigers? And if this game plays out the way we think it will, it seems like Lee Summit will be facing either Jeff City or a rematch against Lee Summit West, a crosstown rival. But the Panthers are now on the attack as they have a scoring opportunity. But again, Max Brizette is just working with the defense right now. He's a solid midfielder. He's going to be kicked right to Wells. He's going to make a diving save. So Wells finally being able to touch the ball. It's probably a good thing if you're bored if you're Wells right now, you know. Haven't seen much action, but that's what you want out of your defense. Wells is going to take his time, go to the top of the penalty area, and just kick it out. For Joseph Achugo to capitalize on that, it's going to be headed out by the Park Hill South Panthers defense, though.
Yeah, the best, like you said, Kyle, Jackson Wells is probably very bored back there, but the best gift you can give to your goalie as a defender is boredom. If he doesn't have to do anything all game, that's the best gift you can give him. He's going to love you after that game, and that is certainly going to be foul, and indeed it is. Tigers are going to have a set piece there. But Jackson Wells is definitely going to have to praise his team after this game. He has all season because, like we said, this team is a brotherhood, and they have just played so well this game, protecting Wells, and the Tigers all around just really controlling this game right now.
Absolutely. Looks like the ref is going to talk to the Tigers. I'm not sure what they're discussing, but it's going to quiet the fans down as they were very unhappy. Joseph Chugo, Picer, and Brissett are all kind of in the middle of there. Picer's going to say something to Wiebengay. And Wiebengay is going to, he's looking for a sub with Hunter McGuire, because I guess that's what he thought the referee wanted him to do, but I guess that's not. Picer's going to kick it right into the goalie's hand. 5:54 left here. 6 minutes left. What are the odds they score 2 goals in 6 minutes, Blake? Tell me the odds.
We all know it's very little. The Tigers have had complete control of this game, and it takes a little bit of time for momentum to shift in the game of soccer. And I just, based off how the Tigers are playing right now, I'm sorry, but I don't think that there's any chance for the Panthers here. I mean, if they get, it is always likely. You never can rule a team out. But just the way the Tigers are playing, it's just been they've just been so clinical with everything that they do. I just don't think the Panthers really are going to have a chance in this one. As you can see, some of the players putting their hands on their head for the Panthers. They're frustrated. I would be too, and we're actually going to see a Panther here go in the book for a yellow card for dissent. The crowd is happy, and he's going to have to sub off the field, I believe, based off Misha rules.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to bring number 13 on in his place, Joshua Garza. And the Tigers are kind of going to say, no, goodbye, because he's out of here and he's off the field. And as a captain, that's not what you want to see. You shouldn't be lipping to the referee. No matter how bad he is, you're the captain. You got to be the leader for the team. But the Tigers are going to make their own substitution with Sam Brissett and Hunter McGuire.
Indeed, you can't really do that as a captain, and he might not go in for the whole rest of this game. His coach didn't seem too happy with him, and as a player, he looks very upset right now as well. But let's see if Hunter McGuire here can send the ball in and the Tigers can get a brace as a nice 3-0 win. It's going to be a foul right next to the corner flag. So it's basically going to be like a corner is how the Tigers are going to run this one. Picer in the Picer's actually back. Tigers are not pushing up. They don't want to risk anything. They don't need another goal. But if they were to get one, it would be a very nice brace for them, and it would all but win the game for them.
The referee is now getting some lip from the Park Hill South Panthers coaching staff, who are very frustrated right now. I mean, if you're number 9, Dawson Evans, a senior, going out in your last game, possibly for your entire season, it's not a fun thing to deal with, but it's the reality right now, and they're going to kick it way back, and it scores! The Tigers team almost storms the field. My goodness, even Wiebengay puts his hands up. What a goal from Cam Hahn. Can you believe that?
Are you kidding me? That is how you send your team to St. Louis. This team is going absolutely crazy. And what a strike from Cam Hahn. The goalie didn't even have a chance. You could not have placed that better by Cam Hahn. I'm starstruck by that. The Tigers are headed to St. Louis. They will face either Lee Summit West or Jeff City, and they're going to cruise to a win in the final minutes of this game with 5 minutes remaining.
5 minutes remaining, and I think that goal really sums up the season for the Tigers. Phenomenal and almost starstruck. The whole crowd went crazy, even when Wiebengay put his hands on his head and was like, how did he do that? And that kind of demoralizes the Panthers if you're on that side of the field, as a lot of their seniors are going to play their last game of high school soccer here. And the Tigers, almost disrespectfully, are not going to let up on the attack. Sam Brissett and Hunter McGuire working there. 2 people who aren't seniors. Park Hill South is going to have to deal with them in the future years to come, along with much of this Tiger team, as Joseph Chico and Timmy Smith are off the field right now. 2 of the best attackers in the state, like we've said. Carson Owen has had his work cut out for him, as he's been kind of messing with Sam Brissett. Substitutions are going to take place, and it looks like we're finally going to get to see a little bit of landing class from the Tigers and number 14, Nathan Wyrock. So Wiebengay finally feels comfortable enough to kind of put the JV players in. Blake, how do you feel right now as a Tigers soccer player and a fan of the varsity team?
I think it's really awesome that Weebengay's giving these guys a chance to play in the final minutes. Nathan Wyrock is going to go in for Cam Hahn, and Landon Klaus is in for Hunter McGuire. And if one of them were to score, I think this bench would absolutely explode. I think it's safe to say this Tigers team has just been, I guess you could say, so hype all season. And now I'm sure one of these sophomores is going to want to take their chance if they get a ball and a chance to score.
Absolutely. Sophomores playing on the varsity squad, you don't hear it often. But in Lee Summit, it's not too uncommon of an occurrence. As number 14, Wyrock here, just going to pass it back to his defense. He's going to hit it up to Landon Klaus. Landon Klaus got called off the bench in the Lee Summit West game. It was like, all right, you're in, man. And he was put in that game, and he ended up scoring. So he's not afraid of the limelight. And he might have to do that again against Lee Summit West if they play him on Friday at State. 3 minutes and 19 seconds left. Again, the winner of this game faces either Lee Summit West or Jefferson City. That game is happening as we speak. Unfortunately, we are unable to give you the score or the update of that game. We can only tell you that Lee Summit's going to face one of them next Friday in St. Louis at 2 o'clock or at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an eventful one. Whoever the Tigers play, they're going to get some good competition there because we all know Lee Summit West is always a good squad. And if Jeff City is able to beat them, that proves that they are also a good squad. If we get any sort of update in that game, we will be sure to let you know. But there are only 2 minutes and 41 seconds left in this game. This game's going to be closing out very soon.
Absolutely. This entire second half, it was always a what-if chance for the Panthers, but that what-if has now come to an end. 2:30 left within this game. Ian Shore is just going to kind of belt the defender there. Or, excuse me, that was Nathan Wyrock, not Ethan Shore. Sam Brissett working on that outside. Carson Owen has probably hated what he's had to do with Sam Brissett so far today. Sam Brissett crosses it in, and no one was there. William McGay just on the bench. Now he's up. He just knows how to coach these players. Very calm about it. And number 12 for the Tigers, Ethan Berg, is going to get his chance to go in. Final minutes of the game. Looks like the ref is going to wave him off. He's like, it's 2 minutes left. It doesn't matter. Subs or not. You guys are winning.
Yeah, back to Cam Hahn's goal. I think that is the perfect way to send these seniors out. This is their final game at Bud Herzog Stadium after all these years. Max Peiser, a 4-year varsity letterman. We don't see much of those. See if Park Hill South can get a chance here. Jackson Wells, take that. But, like we said earlier, I really think that Cam Hahn sending the seniors out like that, they're going to praise him a lot for that. And as a senior, if you look back at your final game at Bud Herzog Stadium, that's obviously going to be the main highlight of it. And I think that that's just awesome for the Tigers and really does sum up their season, like you said, Kyle.
Absolutely. We have an update in the West game. 0-0 so far. Still got a close one there. We'll see if the score changes, and we will tell you throughout. But as time winds down to under a minute here at Bud Herzog Stadium, the Tigers got to play their entire playoffs here at home, so definitely good for them. And the Panthers, unfortunately, have kind of struggled at away games, 5-3, and this is just going to make it 5-4 as they're going to lose this one. Loud Crowd is going to do the signature "I believe that we just won" chant, as 40 seconds is what remains on the clock. Sam Brissett looks like he's not listening, still trying to work on Carson Owen. He's playing physical soccer, and it's going to roll out for a throw-in for the Panthers, as Loud Crowd, this probably is their biggest showing for soccer all season. A lot of people came out to support their Tigers in this good weather.
Yeah, I really like that also by Sam Brissett. That's very unselfish to go in the corner like that and try to milk the clock. I really praise that from him. As now we're going to see another, actually this is a junior, but he was on the junior varsity squad. James Karn's going to get a chance here to do something in the last 14 and a half seconds. Not a lot of time to do something, and likely he won't be able to do anything in that short amount of time. But that is pretty awesome that he was able to get some game time.
Absolutely. And now the clock is just going to kick down with 9 seconds remaining.
Who was it, James? Oh,
It was actually James Carnes, but Jaden Wood. He had on Jaden Wood's jersey, so PA announcer announced Jaden Wood. And there you have it, folks. A 3-0 win for the last game at Bud Herzog Stadium for the seniors. St. Louis road trip. That's what's going to happen a week from now. Friday will be the semifinals, and then if they win that game, you got to be eyeing that state trophy, that state championship on Saturday, Blake. You can't get ahead of yourself. You still have a tough opponent in Lee Summit West or Jefferson City, but if they end up winning that game, the other side of the bracket, it's not as strong as, I mean, you have DeSmet and Kirkwood, but that's about it. When you look at this side of the bracket, you had a ton of good people, so what are the odds you think that they go to St. Louis and beat Jefferson City or maybe even win the state championship? Talk to that for a minute.
Well, we all know how last year's season ended for the Tigers. They had a crushing 1-0 loss to DeSmet in the semifinals in overtime. They had some chances in that game, but were unable to put them away, and DeSmet put their goal away. They actually did have like 400 students there. That was actually crazy for DeSmet. But so if the Tigers faced DeSmet, they would have to face them in the final, and I think that would be awesome to get a revenge game, right? A year later, all those seniors, that would be the perfect way to finish an undefeated season and an undefeated state championship. That would be absolutely awesome. And so I think if you're a Tigers fan, I think you would rather play Lee Summit West in the semifinal. I think that Jefferson City might have a little edge on them. So I would think that Lee Summit West, if you're a Tiger fan, is who you would want to play. And the Tigers gained a lot of confidence from that win on West home turf, that 3-0 win in the second game of the season. That's awesome. And I just think the Tigers, they legitimately are the favorite, I would say, in my opinion. Considering they're the top-ranked public school in the nation, I think that they are the favorite to win the state title.
Absolutely. You talk about the third best team in the nation, top-ranked public school in the nation. You got three players on the All-American watch list. The national accolades that these Tigers are receiving so far are unprecedented so far. If you're a Lee Summit fan, we have a update for you. West went up 1-0 in their game. So if you're a Tiger fan, that's what you expect you're going to be facing on Friday. We don't know how much time is going to be left, but Lee Summit West, I mean, that's not a scary opponent. If you're the Tigers, we already beat them 3-1 or 3-0. So West is definitely looking like it's going to be the opponent. And you got to have some confidence if you're a Tigers fan, because you already beat them earlier in the season. You beat Park Hill South earlier in the season. And you're definitely going to be expecting a big turnout from both Lee Summits if they go down there, just to support the teams and support the teams that make it to state.
I do think also it would be awesome for the Lee Summit schools to make spirit buses for both teams, because soccer has actually in Lee Summit grown a lot over the years, and this year specifically, if we were able to get 2 Lee Summit schools in the Final Four in St. Louis, that would be huge for Lee Summit soccer, huge development. I think that's awesome. And I think if that's the case, then both schools should seriously consider getting spirit buses for both schools to let students go down there and support their teams. Soccer is growing in Lee Summit, and I absolutely love it.
Absolutely. You talked about DeSmet having 400 students. It's kind of unfair because the game is in Lee Summit, the game is in St. Louis, and they are a St. Louis school. But that'll just about do it for us. Thank you, Blake, for coming on and commentating, providing us some insight from that player's perspective on that JV team. But that's going to be it for us. So signing out for Tiger Broadcast, we have Josh Walker running cameras and graphics, Hope Kelsey and Alyssa Ayer filming the game, Maya Patton doing your live tweets, and of course Blake Heisey and myself in the booth. Thank you for joining us.